Kevin De Bruyne, as soon as you mentioned him, let's talk about him. Says he doesn't know where he'll end up. Has hinted he'd like to continue in the Premier League. It's going to be 34 next month. There's plenty of teams who would want him, isn't there? Are you surprised by where it's got to with him at City?
Yes, but he's been talking about this for a few years now. Kevin De Bruyne strikes me as a kind of person. He wants to play week in, week out still. He obviously takes care of his body. He's very professional. It doesn't matter how much money he's earned. He always plays like it's, his last game. He puts in 100% effort. He's a good leader. I mean, if I was Mikel Arteta, I'd be calling him up straight away saying, we'll give you a 2-year deal at Arsenal because he's that good. And I'm sure there'll be other teams out there in the Premier League that will be thinking the same thing. He's a joy to watch. He's arguably one of the best midfielders the Premier League's ever had. He can score goals, he sees passes, he leads by example. And to be honest, I'm surprised that Man City and Guardiola are letting him leave because he's got so much to offer still and he can help them younger players improve as well.
Do you think it's the injury record?
Yeah, obviously, as you get older, you have more and more injuries, and that just part of the territory. But ultimately, you see him playing now, and you have to ask a question: will Man City make a U-turn and try and keep him? Because the way he's playing now is quality. He's playing pain-free, like you said, Rob. And I just feel like he's got so much to offer, and I would like to see him stay in the Premier League because he's still that good.
It was when he got substituted the other day, wasn't it? And he stayed on the touchline coaching away, didn't he?
I mean, what would you think? I don't want to call you out on this, but I would say he's more productive than Gundogan still. And Gundogan's going to stay for another year. So that's why I asked the question. He's so good that why wouldn't you give him the opportunity to go and stay at the club and maybe even retire at Man City?
Yeah, I just think probably from a club's perspective, you just wonder financially, is that why, he's clearly going to be one of the biggest earners, and rightly so, he's earned that right, because he's been absolutely outstanding for Manchester City and for the Premier League. So you just wonder, because of all the injuries that he's had, and it's not just this season, it's previous seasons, so you just wonder, is that why the club have said, look, I think it's maybe time. But from a Kevin De Bruyne perspective, when he is injury-free, you can see still what he can produce, and he can still perform at the highest level.